Well, folks, we apologize for our technical issues here. The Wi-Fi at the Great Park collapsed. So didn't miss all that much. Couple of 4-3 putouts. Brock Folds and Nate Pone each grounded out to second base. The newly inserted Wyatt Lamarzna. Kieran Kostecka takes over on the mound. See, has had a bit of a better outing than his last time when he gave up 7 runs in a third of an inning against the Conejo Oaks. He hit 4 batters in that game, but his control issues have not been on display here. Alonso Reyes at the plate, trying to extend the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch misses high, 3-2 count. Orange County, if you're just joining us, leading 12-3. He scored 7 runs in the first 3 innings, 5 more in the bottom of the 5th. Philippines have taken a couple out of the lead late, but for the most part, the Riptide have been very comfortable. Reyes draws the 2-out walk. Tatum Marsh will get a chance to bat here in the bottom of the frame.
It's been a weird game. It's been such an odd evening that our Wi-Fi cut out for the first time all season. Welcome to July, I guess.
You know, that is the nature of things sometimes, is you just got to hang with them and adapt. Riptide's done a great job hanging with the punches here. And appreciate you guys bearing with us here. We're trying to make sure you get the best chance to watch Riptide baseball. Marsh takes a ball high, 1-0 count.
Not too many punches against the Riptide tonight.
Philippines have threatened a lot, but they have not been able to follow through on those threats. Marsh takes a 1-0 fastball down the middle, 1-1. Sure, the Philippines are wondering if they'd had a couple more timely hits, this could be a much more interesting game. But as things stand, not too competitive.
I think what's unfortunate for these Riptide players, especially for the guys that are scheduled to play tomorrow, is you're going to have a 3-hour bus ride up to Ventura, and this game's stretching out for a while. At this point, you probably want it to end as soon as possible. You can get some extra rest before getting up early to go on that bus.
Sleep on the bus, certainly one approach. Yes. Talked about Kostecka hitting 4 batters last time. He nicks Marsh, and after 2 groundouts, a walk and a hit by pitch, and that there's 2 aboard with 2 down for Noah Neufeld.
And I don't just bring that up because I myself have to get up early tomorrow to get on that bus and go call the game.
It'll be just you out there in Ventura to experience the Conejo ballpark. A little bit different than the one
I've
here.
heard very interesting things, I will say that.
There's a hill in right field. It's true.
Okay.
But you have a nice view. You're sitting down close. You'll basically be right behind home plate. So that's kind of fun.
I feel like there's a few fun hills in baseball. Towels Hill used to be the famous one at Minute Maid Park in Houston, now Daikin Park. Former Riptide broadcaster Andrew Geisler, who was here last season, he was over with the Orleans Firebirds in the Cape Cod League at Eldridge Park. They have a famous hill out there, too.
1-0 popped in the air by Neufeld. Second baseman Lamarzna will make all 3 plays in the inning. Hit by pitch and a walk made it a little harder than Kostecka would have wanted, but he's able to get out of the frame without allowing a run. Riptide still leading this one 12-3. We are through 7. Top of the 8th inning, Brandon Weiland into the ball game for the Riptide. Weiland has worked 5 1/3 so far this summer, a 6.75 ERA for the right-hander. He'll face off against the top of this Philippines lineup, presumably trying to get the last 6 outs of the game for the Riptide. There are no more pitchers listed as available on the hot list, so this is Weiland's game. Rodriguez has been a tough out. He's reached all 4 times. First pitch misses up and in. 3 singles and a walk for the Philippine center fielder.
Brandon Weiland's teammates call him Skippy. Look to skip through these last 2 innings clean.
Gets a swing and a miss to make it a 1-1 count. Brandon Weiland is about as positive as a guy as you'll find. Definitely brings a light into the Riptide clubhouse. Big part of why, while I'm biased and not necessarily as expert on other teams, I would call the Riptide the most fun team of the entire CCL. See the post-game TikToks and the pre-game content. And Weiland loves getting the microphone in his hands. He's been up here in the booth a couple times as well. So definitely enjoys having some fun, and that's what summer ball is all about.
He's become a good friend with us broadcasters. Always greets us every day with a smile at batting practice. Comes to say what's up, and usually we'll chat about World Cup soccer or guys on the team messing around. But he's a photogenic guy, they would say. Loves the microphone, and
that's photogenic. I would think of meaning like handsome.
I think photogenic, does that not mean that they're like, camera happy?
I thought photogenic made you look good on camera, but I could be wrong on my my phonics. Oh, I'm getting a point from our directorial crew, so I'm feeling good.
Being photogenic means looking attractive and naturally appealing. Okay, never mind.
So I am definitely going to quote that Avi Singh would like to say that Brandon Weiland is officially photogenic.
If anyone's photogenic, it's me.
Oh, wow. That is a statement to make on air. It's the 2-2 skips in the dirt. Full count to Weiland.
Well, that's why we're on television tonight and not radio. They say some people have a face for radio, but
we were on radio last night. I don't really think that argument applies. And we're not on camera.
We got the promotion tonight.
3-2 count here. That miss is upstairs for ball 4. Not the start Weiland would have wanted to his outing. It was a little bit of a rough one for Brandon last time out. He worked 2 really solid innings, the 8th and the 9th, in a game a week ago against the San Diego Bombers. Didn't allow a run, but the game went to extra innings, and Weiland was forced to come back out for the 10th. He just sort of ran out of juice. Ended up giving up 3 runs, one of which was the inherited runner. So 2 earned runs took the loss in that 5-3 win for the San Diego Bombers. That's popped in the air. Weiland will give it a look, but the first baseman, Zach Woodson, newly inserted into the game, makes the catch.
We finally get to see Zach Woodson play first base. It was his natural position. They moved him into the outfield at Pepperdine, but he's finally back over at first base for the first time all summer for the Riptide. There's no official term to describe someone who loves being on camera. Certainly not photogenic, as I found out. But
you have to tell him tomorrow. I guess he probably won't be on the team bus since he's pitching, but we'll have to let Brandon know. We'll get him this clip. We'll send it to him.
I think we got to make up a term for someone who loves being on camera, because apparently there is none.
Weiland's first pitch into Austin Bash misses the zone down.
It's been a long night.
Certainly has been. Already 3 hours plus into this game. A swing and a miss for Bash, but the catcher Neufeld lost the baseball. Going to be a passed ball for him. But the ball didn't really get past him. It just bounced out in front of him. Ended up being collected by the pitcher Weiland. But either way, Rodriguez moves into scoring position.
Well, we've seen a few of those tonight from Neufeld, whether it's the ball getting away from him or bouncing out of his glove. Honestly, not the worst thing in the world when you're up 12-3.
Able to hang on to that one. It's a strike on the inside part of the plate, 1-2.
Is this inning getting added to the obviously memes that you and Aiden and Colin have?
I mean,
just going in the collection.
I don't think we have a collection. As Weiland gets strike 3, nice fastball that Bash waves through. Second out of the inning, first K for Weiland since entering this one. But it definitely will be mentioned in the post-game debrief between us broadcasters.
Well, I'd say every time we go back and listen to our tape and find something funny or amusing, we always send it to each other. I would not be surprised if I get clipped today.
You know, I got a busy day tomorrow. I'm going to the USS Midway down in San Diego,
nice.
so I'll see if I can find time to clip you. But
I'll probably be listening back to this on the bus up to Ventura laughing at whatever's going on.
So maybe you can clip yourself. Weiland clips the zone, makes it 0-1 with the fastball. Taguillam at the plate. So far, 0 for 3. Did reach on a hit by pitch. Also struck out twice. And that one's popped towards center field. Hunter Harrington comes in to make the catch. I want to correct myself. That's Duke Aloy, who just flew out, not Dylan Taguillam. Riptide still rolling. 12-3. Orange County leads. We're through 7.5. Dylan Adams into the ball game here. He'll face off against the birthday boy. Happy birthday to Thomas Cernius. So far today, it's been a nice one. He's got a hit and a run so far. Would love a second one here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. And, of course, Orange County up 12-3. So Cernius has plenty of reasons to celebrate. What better way to celebrate your birthday than here with the Riptide? So he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
I feel like we've seen a few birthday players. Thomas Cernius today, Owen Baxter on the Waves. It was his birthday last week.
You know, I mean, makes sense. There's a lot of guys who come through here, and you ever hear the birthday paradox that if you put 20, like 2 people or something in a room, the odds are that 2 of them have the same birthday, like more than, it's like 99% or something. At least according to the YouTube video that I think I watched a while ago. Well, you know what, we'll take a Google as Cernius takes it to a 2-1 count. Hopefully the Wi-Fi's fixed itself here.
Well, your birthday is coming up soon, isn't it?
It is. It's coming up at the end of August. So I don't know if that's that soon. I still have another 2 months to go. But I'm excited. Looking forward to turning 21 as the 2-1 catches the outside corner of the zone 2-2. I'll have to come back next summer and take advantage of the beer batter promotion here at the Great Park.
It's Colin Costigan's birthday next week.
Of course.
We'll be celebrating him on the broadcast.
What day of the week is Colin's birthday? I forget.
I believe it's next Wednesday.
Oh, against the
Waves.
Against the Waves. Okay, well, that'll be a fun one. 3-2 count. Fun AB here for Cernius. We'll have to find some way to surprise Colin with something on his birthday.
I think we'll definitely have him on TV that day for sure.
Oh, I mean, come on. Well, we got to bring him a cake or something on TV. You know, a little birthday candle. 3-2, swing and a miss. Cernius not able to get quite the celebration he wanted as he strikes out for the second time. Adams first since entering this game.
It was first out of the game, too. First batter he faces is a strikeout. It's like a solid way to begin your day. Obviously, there's, no pressure here when you're pitching down 12-3, so it's a curse because your team is losing, but it's a blessing if you're a pitcher because you can just go out there and, experiment with your stuff, do what you need to do out there on the mound, and power through.
Dylan Adams has thrown 11 innings, now 11 and a third with the Philippines this summer. ERA north of 11, 11.45. So a good time for him to do some experimenting and try and figure out what he needs to do to get back to getting the outs that he wants to get.
We haven't seen a blowout game from the Riptide yet all season, whether it's them being blown out or the other team, where a position player has come in to pitch because the run differential has been so great and the pitching staff has been exhausted.
That one's chopped towards shortstop. Nagashima is not able to make the play, so Fitzpatrick reaches on what will be the fourth error of the day for the Philippines. And the sad trombone sound that's playing out of the press box has come on a couple too many times for Will Pickett's liking.
I believe your San Diego Padres had a position player pitch today after one of the worst losses in franchise history.
How kind of you to remind me. They did. Rodolfo Duran, who's our backup catcher, has actually thrown more innings this last week than Mason Miller, our all-star closer. So that's a really fun statistic that I'm excited about.
I didn't say that to be mean because the Padres lost. I just said that to bring it up as a point of fact since we were talking about that with the CCL.
Of course, it's topical. No, that's fair play. Boudreau at the plate here as I try to change the subject. Fitzpatrick on first, Hunter Harrington on deck. Riptide likely their last ups here. Cat evens up at 1-1. No action in the bullpen, so as expected, looks like Brandon Weiland will work a second inning. He'll try and put the finishing touches on this one.
It's no surprise, too. You've seen him go 2 innings multiple times. He's had to go 3 when the Riptide pitching staff has been exhausted late in games.
Boudreau flies one to the left center gap. Pena ranges over to make the play. Second out of the inning. Still have Fitzpatrick on first after the error. Hunter Harrington at the plate for the 5th time. He's 1 for 3, also a sacrifice fly RBI, scored a run. So a nice day for Hunter Harrington. Breaking out of his 0 for 13 streak that he'd been in with that base hit in the 5th.
And even as a freshman, Hunter Harrington is just such a mature presence out there for the Riptide every time he's out. You talk to him, he's such an intelligent guy. Talked about how education runs in his family. His father went to Princeton, and he went to business school at Wharton. His mother went to Villanova. He said, coming up, obviously baseball was the goal, but I wanted to go somewhere where I could thrive academically as well. He's done it at Cathedral Catholic, and he had plenty of offers from academic schools in Division I, Stanford, Vanderbilt, Duke, UCLA, and Stanford just felt like the best fit for him, so that's where he's taking his talents next year.
But when you talk to Hunter Harrington, he doesn't come across like a guy who's been a highly touted baseball recruit for his whole life. He just comes across like a regular guy. He's very nice, chatty, conversational. He flies one to shallow right field. The right fielder, Lewis, able to move over and make the play. So Harrington flies out to end the inning. The Riptide pitcher, Brandon Weiland, will be coming out to try and finish this one off. Orange County leads at 12-3, going to the ninth. Top of the ninth inning here at the Great Park. Sam Evans alongside Avi Singh. Brendan Weiland trying to finish this one out. Riptide up 12-3. Weiland's first pitch to the pinch hitter, Christopher Vercellus, in the zone for a strike, 0-1. Vercellus hitting 154 in 9 games with the Philippines this summer.
So far, this is the, I believe, second longest game all season the Riptide have played. Only behind that second game of the season here against the San Diego Bombers when we had all those walks come in.
So 13-0 win for the Riptide over the Bombers in the second game of that summer. And Weiland makes it a 1-2 count. This one definitely started slowly. We've had 5 straight scoreless innings. So that's picked up the pace a little bit. Something that I'm sure both dugouts are happy about. 1-2 fouled into Neufeld's mask behind home plate. So at-bat will continue.
The Bombers game, by the way, was 3 hours and 51 minutes long. This game has been 3 hours and 28 minutes, so you can do the math there. If we're here for another 20-odd minutes, tie that game, but Brandon Weiland on the mound hopes to shut the door before that could even happen.
Weiland definitely does not want to be out there that long. 1-2. Lined into right field. It's going to land just foul. Close play down the line, but first base umpire Frank Flugrant recognized that ball, twisted over the line. And so Vercellus, instead of having a pinch hit, extra base hit, will have to go back to the batter's box in a 1-2 count. Looks like Mason Fing, who's come out on deck. So another pinch hitter will follow.
And then you just assume Lamarsna, who's due up after him, would stay in because he came in as a pinch hitter earlier.
Strike 3 on the foul tip into the catcher, Neufeld's mitt. Second K for Skippy since coming into this one. And now Fing comes to the plate.
2 outs away from finally putting this ball game in the books. Trying to get out of this as quickly as possible, go home and rest up for a long bus ride up to Ventura tomorrow and a crucial game against the Conejo Oaks.
Mason Fing actually was with Coach Evans at Golden West last year. See, waves through the first pitch, 0-1. So some familiarity between the Riptide manager and the pinch hitter here for the Philippines. They've both since moved on from Golden West. This Fing waves through that one, 0-2. Having a hard time catching up to Weiland's velocity off the bench. 0-2 from Weiland. Strike 3 called. Gets Fing on 3 pitches. Second K of the inning. As expected, Lamarzana does bat here. So just 2 pinch hitters here in the inning for the Philippines.
Second K of the inning for Skippy, third of the game. So Weiland with 3 strikeouts in his inning and 2/3 of work. Opportunity to shut the door here.
The Skippy nickname started because Weiland, that's fouled into the screen behind home plate, used to refer to his high school coach as Skip, the same way that you often refer to a manager in baseball. But nobody else would. Everybody else would call him Coach. And so Weiland's nickname ended up becoming Skippy. And that's fouled back. Lamarzana will lose his bat, but it's an 0-2 count. And the Skippy nickname has certainly come here with the Riptide, and Weiland's embraced it. He was jumping up and down, encouraging Tommy McGuire, who's got a litany of nicknames himself, to let us know about the new name.
Feels like everybody on this team has some sort of a nickname. Weiland, Skippy, Tommy McGuire. They call him T-Sweep because of that sweeper. Zach Woodson at first is Woody. Sean Romero on the bench is Scoop. Plenty of nicknames on this Riptide squad.
That's lined into center field. Base hit extends the ball game. So Lamarzana reaches with the 2-out single. Hunter Harrington, they just call him freshman. Same for Noah DeBella. Only 2 players in the Riptide who just finished up their high school careers and are headed off to college for the first time now.
They're getting the freshman treatment too sometimes, of course, adjusted with a new team. All the pitchers go out there and play 2-ball before the game, the old hacky sack game, and Hunter Harrington's usually the first to get out.
Pitch misses down in the dirt. Hector Pena at the plate. I haven't talked to Hunter about how he feels about 2-ball. I've just heard from Coach Mayu that he's not very good at it.
I did have a conversation with Hunter Harrington about the 2-ball. He said it's fun, but he is usually the one that's always out first, but he doesn't really seem to mind it. He said he had actually never played 2-ball before he got here.
So that catches the outside part of the zone, 1-2. Second time that the Riptide have been within 1 strike of finishing that one off, or finishing this one off. I'm sure the 2-ball just serves a good bonding experience. Knowing this team, it wouldn't shock me if they target Hunter Harrington a little bit. So that's lined foul down the first base line. Still a 1-2 count for Pena at the plate.
Sure, we'll see some 2-ball action tomorrow up in Ventura before the game.
Okay, if you could choose between playing 3 games of 2-ball or taking 1 swing and batting practice, what are you doing?
I'm taking the swing.
Okay, just the 1?
Yeah, I feel like I would be terrible at 2-ball. If I can get 1 swing, I feel like that'd be fun.
Okay, that's fair.
Would I absolutely whiff at the pitch? Yes. But I'd still take my shot.
2-2 from Weiland. Fouled off to the right side. And a long battle here for Pena. He tries to stay alive both for himself and for this Philippines team that is staring down the barrel of their 14th loss in a row to start the season. They lost 11 in a row to end last year. So this would be 25 straight L's for the Philippines baseball group. Been a rough time for them. Ground ball up the middle. Folds grabs it. He'll step on second himself to end the game. The Riptide rout the Philippines. They win it 12-3 in a game that never really was in much doubt. Orange County, after back-to-back wins here, their 3rd straight in a row with the off day Monday in between, will head up for a tough test against the Conejo Oaks tomorrow in Ventura. Avi Singh will be there on Riptide Radio, 4 p.m. start. Orange County will have a couple of off days after that. So our next game here on the Riptide YouTube channel will be Sunday at 5:30 p.m. against this very Philippines ball club. We appreciate you bearing with us through all the technical difficulties and Wi-Fi short-outs that we had throughout this game. Avi, any closing thoughts from you on the Riptide's big win?
They're able to capitalize early. It's something the Philippines struggled to do with all those runners on the base paths in the front 3 innings. So it was the Riptide who jumped out and took advantage. Player of the game-wise, I'll give it to Brock Folds. You know what? 4 walks, not something that's easy to do at the plate, but He walked in his first 4 plate appearances, stole 3 bases, and came around to score all 4 times. That's some productive base running and productive plate work from Brock Foltz, the newest member of the Riptide, my player of the game tonight.
We appreciate everybody at home for sticking with us through a long, lengthy ball game. Riptide win hopefully makes it all worth it. Orange County scores 12 runs on just 7 hits to rout the Philippines. For Avi Singh, I've been Sam Evans. Thank you so much for listening. Good night.